तो गाजा पर लगातार आईडीएफ की ओर से एयर स्ट्राइक की जा रही है। ग्राउंड ऑपरेशन भी लगातार तेजी पकड़ रहा है और आईडीएफ ने यह साफ कर दिया है कि जब तक हमास का पूरी तरीके से सफाया नहीं कर लिया जाता तब तक ये ग्राउंड ऑपरेशन बिल्कुल भी नहीं रुकेगा। और ऐसे में हमारे साथ बातचीत के लिए बेहद खास मेहमान जुड़ रहे हैं। डॉक्टर सबरी सैदम हमें ज्वाइन कर रहे हैं इस वक्त, जो कि डेप्यूटी सेक्रेटरी जनरल हैं एफसीसी के, फॉर्मर मिनिस्टर ऑफ एजुकेशन एंड हायर एजुकेशन ऑफ Palestine. Sir, a very warm welcome to TV9 Bharatvarsh. My first question to you is, it's been over a month since Hamas is being targeted by the IDF and they have made it very clear unless they sanitize all of Gaza, their operation will not stop. What is the current situation in Palestine right now, sir?
Well, thank you for having me. The situation is extremely dire. The operation is ongoing with the persistent attack on all Palestinians. We have made it clear day in and day out that this is not to do with a specific faction, it is to do with the whole of Palestine. People have been denied their basic services, no water, no electricity, and almost no telecom and internet. And the continuous and persistent bombardment of hospitals, schools, universities, and also the closure of the Rafah crossing, the only lung that allows some oxygen into Gaza, as it were. So the situation is terrible with the displacement of people. With the massive bombardment, almost half of Gaza has been bombed. So the situation is desperate and the international community is still giving cover, at least on the official level, to Hamas, to Israel, to continue with its operation. So what we need to see is a persistent and consistent effort on the part of the international community to put an end to this madness, which is nothing but ethnic cleansing.
Okay. Sir, IDF in a statement earlier made it very clear that the ground operations and airstrike won't stop until they finish off Hamas completely. And this has definitely led to a mass level destruction. Do you think so?
So if the announcement was to finish Hamas, do you kill 2 million people? Do you attack people in such a manner of ethnic cleansing and total displacement of Palestinians? I think what Israel is doing is bringing a big stain into the humanity's forehead, as it is unbelievable that humanity at large can go this low, allowing these scenes to come out of Gaza for the last 33 days of heavy bombardment, of massive targeting of civilian installations and killing, 10,000 and plus Palestinians. The majority, 70% of those killed have been women, children, and the elderly. Is this fighting Hamas? You're telling me that the newborn is a Hamas loyalist? It's unbelievable. What is happening is nothing but ethnic cleansing for the purpose of expanding territorial geography of Israel's control and evicting the Palestinians to the Sinai Desert. That's the plan.
So in a way, sir, do you think Israel has waged a war against humanity? That's what you're trying to say?
I'm saying, with the actions that Israel has taken is indeed a war against humanity, because you can't believe in this era that, where we have been celebrating globalization, freedom of speech, social media, and what have you. Israel is basically killing every basic aspect of life by targeting even media platforms, social media, working with different platforms to gag the Palestinian people and those who are speaking for Palestine. It's certainly a war against humanity. So what we need to see is a change of this mode, getting into the position of addressing the needs of Palestinians, and most importantly, the cessation of hostilities,
right,
the opening of the humanitarian channels, and also the opening of the Rafah.
So what Hamas did this time has resulted in a full-scale war between Hamas and IDF. And IDF has been saying that on many occasions that what they are doing is now justified because this is not something that we started. We are just defending ourselves.
Two wrongs don't make a right. And if Israel is saying so, again, does that allow Israel a free hand to be killing the Palestinians at this maximum use of power? Israel has mobilized even nuclear submarines. It has brought some heavy machinery and new weapons that are being tested in Gaza, including white phosphorus. So is this really justified? The magnitude, the proportion, the type of operation. Moreover, it has been Israel that's occupying the Palestinians in Gaza for 56 years and not vice versa. It's been Israel that's been the occupier and denying international law and turning its back to almost 1,000 UN resolutions that have not been implemented.
Right. America has given its full support to Israel, and many other countries, they came in the support of Israel. Do you think this is one of the reasons that Israel has now decided that they won't back off and the attacks that they are carrying out in Gaza, that will continue?
Well, let me tell you, we should differentiate between the official position and the popular position.
Right.
The popular position in the respective countries, inclusive of America, Britain, and what have you, is changing big time, changing in a way that it is refusing to accept such atrocities. The remarkable thing that had happened over the war, amongst many other remarkable things, has been the Jewish voices that have said many times and on numerous occasions that it's not in their names that Israel is allowed to do what it is doing. So we are witnessing a total change on the popular level.
Right.
On the official level, we are seeing some movement, but the movement is not enough. We need a cessation of hostility. As we speak, children are being killed, women are being killed, elderly have been killed, and this is not an equal war whatsoever.
Right.
This is nothing but ethnic cleansing.
You've made it very clear in this interview, sir, that what Israel is doing in Gaza needs to be condemned. And so do you also condemn what Hamas did on the 7th of October?
I'm very surprised that after 33 days of this, that the world is still asking for condemnation. I wonder if you've asked your Israeli interviewees if they would condemn what their government is
We have,
doing.
sir. That's why I'm asking you. We have.
What I am saying as a human being, I don't like to see any civilian suffer, regardless of their religion, walk of life, and school of thought. What depresses me most is the fact that the international community had left this matter for 75 years totally unattended for, totally unresolved. And if this energy that we are seeing in shipping in weapons to support Israel was invested in resolving the Arab-Israeli conflict some decades back, we wouldn't have been here. So we have had, since 2008, 5 wars. And before that, we had successive wars, 1948, 1967, 1973, and 1982. That is all happening because the Arab-Israeli conflict was not resolved. Now it is the time for the American administration, for the whole world to say enough is enough. Why not allow the concept of live and let live to prevail, where Israel and the Palestinians can exist side by side in peace and tranquility. Instead, wars are still waged every day.
Right. So due to this ongoing war between Hamas and Israel, millions had to abandon their households, their homes. Many are injured and many more have died also. How do you think this war will end, or will it continue?
It's actually unclear as to where things would swing. Netanyahu is still saying no negotiations, no cessation of hostilities until we finish this. What exactly do you want to finish? Big question that's being asked by everybody. Ethnic cleansing of Palestinians, displacement of the remaining Palestinians, a new Middle East where there's no Palestinians on this land. Moreover, the war is not only in Gaza. In the West Bank, there's worse things happening in terms of allowing settlers, providing them with weapons, targeting civilians and peasants in their fields, attacking and incurring into Palestinian territory on daily basis. These are things that are nothing but waging war against the Palestinians. And to tell you the truth, there's been always a persistent policy that if you want to fix any political position in Israel, attack the Palestinians. The Palestinian blood seems to be cheap as far as Israel is concerned. And don't forget that the defense minister of Israel said that we are fighting human animals. So dehumanizing Palestinians has been the key for opening the grounds for further attacks, for killing and for maiming of women and children and the elderly. And what is happening now is that, the world has to come to its senses. The world has to believe that the only way for the future is coexistence and implementation of UN resolutions. Otherwise, we will be going back to the same tricks of using war and flexing muscles and shipping in different types of artillery and machinery that is designed to kill and designed to build.
India, on many levels, Indian Prime Minister also has urged that this is not the time of war and we will not benefit from any kind of conflict and we need to sort it out on a diplomatic level. Do you think in any way India can help in this situation?
For sure, India is not a minute player. India is a mega country, especially in the mind and conscience of all Palestinians. India has been close to the Palestinian cause on numerous occasions and has expressed interest to play a bigger role. We welcome any role by India and the Indian government to bring about a different reality, a reality where sense prevails and where wisdom is applied. We know that Prime Minister Modi is close to Netanyahu. Maybe we can invest on his energy to bring about a different approach to matters and intervene. And India, again, as I said, is a world leader and a major player, and we would welcome any step that the government of India would take.
Sir, looking at the current situation, where do you think this war is going? Because IDF has made it very clear that they will not stop their operations, either the ground ones or the airstrikes. They will not stop it. What do you think is going to happen in the future?
It's totally unclear as to where the Israeli government want to go. The public opinion in Israel is now saying that Netanyahu has failed big time on the 7th of October, and that he knows quite well that he will be going home, if not going to prison, after this. So he is prolonging his political existence by continuing the war. And every day there's a new thing. The day after has been marked by many suggestions by Netanyahu. His tanks are still rolling into Gaza. The bombardment is happening. Sometimes there's talk about cessation of hostilities. Sometimes there's talk about humanitarian lull in operation. And sometimes, some other times, there's talks about an international arrangement for Gaza. So as far as we are concerned, things are extremely ambiguous. Nothing is clear. And we don't know, honestly, where things would swing. It's sad. It's a terrible reality. And it's really painful to be sitting and watching how people are being slaughtered.
Thank you so much, Dr. Sabri, for giving us your precious time and talking to TV9 Bharatvarsh. Thanks a lot. तो डॉक्टर सबरी सैदब को आप सुन रहे थे। फिलिस्तीनी नेता है जिनका साफ तौर पर कहना है कि इजराइल ने जो युद्ध इस वक्त छेड़ा हुआ है, दरअसल वो मानवता के खिलाफ छेड़ा हुआ युद्ध है और ये कब रुकेगा कोई नहीं जानता।